Have you ever felt like you've been waiting forever for something to change? Like you've been praying the same prayers, hoping for the same breakthrough, believing for the same miracle year after year? I want you to pause for a moment and really let this sink in. You are about to walk into a season you prayed for years ago. Yes, you heard that right. That thing you've been believing for. That dream that seemed to fade with each passing year. That promise you thought God forgot about. It's about to manifest in your life. But before we dive deeper into this powerful message, if you're finding value in this content, please take a moment to subscribe to our channel. Hit that like button and share this video with someone who needs to hear this message today. Your support helps us reach more people who are waiting for their breakthrough. And you never know whose life you might change by simply sharing this video. Now let's continue. The long wait has purpose. About Abraham and Sarah, they received a promise from God that they would have a child. But that promise didn't manifest immediately. In fact, they waited 25 years. Can you imagine? 25 years of hoping, believing, and probably questioning whether they heard God correctly. 25 years of watching other families grow while their arms remained empty. 25 years of prayers that seemed to bounce off the ceiling. But here's what you need to understand. The wait wasn't wasted. Every single year that passed was actually preparing them for the magnitude of what was coming. Isaac wasn't just any child. He was the child of promise, the one through whom nations would be blessed. That kind of destiny requires a special kind of preparation. Your wait has been the same way. You might feel like you've been stuck in the same place for too long. You might look at others who seem to be moving forward while you're standing still. But I need you to understand something crucial. God hasn't forgotten about you. In fact, He's been preparing you for something so significant that it required this amount of time to get you ready. Every disappointment you faced was building resilience. Every closed door was redirecting you toward the right one. Every moment of doubt you pushed through was strengthening your faith muscles. You weren't just waiting. You were being refined, reshaped, and repositioned for your appointed time. The signs are everywhere. Now I want you to pay attention, because there are signs all around you that your season is shifting. You might not recognize them yet, but they're there. Have you noticed a sudden stirring in your spirit? Maybe it's a renewed sense of hope that you haven't felt in years. Perhaps it's a strange peace that doesn't make sense given your current circumstances. These aren't random feelings. They're divine indicators that something is about to break loose. You might have noticed that certain people are suddenly coming back into your life, or new connections are being formed that seem almost orchestrated. You're having conversations that are opening doors you didn't even know existed. Opportunities are presenting themselves in ways that feel almost too good to be true. These aren't coincidences. They're confirmations that your season is changing. Some of you are experiencing what I call divine restlessness. You're no longer satisfied with where you are. You're no longer willing to settle for less than what you know you're called to. That discomfort you're feeling isn't depression. It's actually your spirit recognizing that you've outgrown your current season, and it's time to step into the new one. And if this message is resonating with your spirit right now, do me a favor. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss any future messages. Like this video to help it reach others who are on the verge of their breakthrough. And please, share it with someone in your circle who's been waiting for their season to change. You could be the encouragement they need today. The preparation phase is ending. Here's something powerful I need you to grasp. There's a difference between preparation and procrastination. And God knows exactly when your preparation is complete. You've been in a season of preparation, and that season is coming to an end. All those classes you took, all those books you read, all those skills you developed, all those character issues God worked on, none of it was in vain. Think about David. He was anointed to be king as a young man, but he didn't step into the throne immediately. He spent years in the wilderness, running from Saul, hiding in caves, leading a ragtag group of men who were in distress, in debt, and discontented. That doesn't sound like king training, does it? But it was exactly what David needed. He learned to worship in the dark places. He learned to trust God when everything looked impossible. He learned to lead when he had nothing to offer but faith. Your wilderness season has been similar. You might have felt overlooked, undervalued, or forgotten. You might have wondered why God promoted others while you remained in obscurity. But you weren't being overlooked. You were being prepared. And now, that preparation phase is ending. What this new season will look like. Let me paint a picture of what's about to happen in your life. First, you're going to experience supernatural acceleration. Things that used to take years are going to happen in months. Doors that were locked for decades are going to swing open overnight. Relationships that seemed impossible to restore are going to be healed. Financial breakthroughs that you stopped believing for are going to manifest in ways you never imagined. Second, you're going to step into new levels of authority and influence. That platform you've been dreaming about, it's coming. That business you've been planning, it's about to launch with more success than you anticipated. That ministry you've been nurturing, it's about to explode with growth. God is about to position you in places where your voice will carry weight and your presence will make a difference. Third, you're going to experience what I call suddenly moments. The Bible is full of suddenly moments. Suddenly, Peter's shadow healed people. Suddenly, the disciples were filled with the Holy Spirit. Suddenly, Paul's handkerchiefs carried healing power. These weren't gradual progressions. They were sudden shifts. And you're about to experience your suddenly moments. Suddenly, the phone rings with the job offer. Suddenly, the test results come back clear. Suddenly, the relationship aligns. Suddenly, the resources appear. Fourth, you're going to walk in a new level of peace and confidence. All those years of uncertainty and insecurity, they're about to be replaced with an unshakable assurance that you're exactly where you're supposed to be, doing exactly what you're supposed to be doing. You won't need validation from others because you'll be secure in your God-given assignment. If this is speaking to your situation right now, I want you to do something for me. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. We're building a community of believers who encourage and support each other through every season. Give this video a thumbs up and share it with your family and friends. Your engagement helps YouTube show this message to more people who desperately need to hear it. The enemy's last-ditch efforts. Now, I need to warn you about something important. Just before you step into your promised season, the enemy is going to launch his most intense attacks. He knows what's coming, and he's going to try everything to discourage you, distract you, or disqualify you before you cross the threshold. You might experience an unusual amount of spiritual warfare right now. Things breaking down, relationships becoming strained, unexpected obstacles appearing out of nowhere. Don't be alarmed. This is actually confirmation that you're close to your breakthrough. The enemy doesn't waste ammunition on people who aren't about to pose a threat to his kingdom. Some of you are experiencing what feels like a final test. God is checking to see if you've really learned the lessons from your preparation season. Are you going to trust Him, even when it looks like things are falling apart? Are you going to keep praising Him, even when the breakthrough hasn't manifested yet? Are you going to maintain your integrity, even when shortcuts present themselves? This is not the time to give up. This is not the time to compromise. This is not the time to take matters into your own hands. You're so close to your promise that the enemy is throwing everything he has at you, hoping you'll quit just before you cross the finish line. But I'm here to tell you, don't you dare give up now. You didn't come this far to only come this far. The intersection of preparation and opportunity. There's a powerful principle you need to understand. Luck is when preparation meets opportunity. But in the kingdom of God, it's not luck, it's divine timing. You've been preparing, and now God is aligning the opportunities. Think about Esther. She went through 12 months of beauty treatments before she could appear before the king. 12 months. That preparation seemed excessive, maybe even unnecessary. But when the moment came for her to step into her purpose, to save her entire nation from destruction, every single day of that preparation was necessary. She had to look, carry herself, and speak in a way that would give her favor with the king at exactly the right moment. Your preparation has been similar. Every experience, every lesson, every trial, every victory, they've all been preparing you for this specific moment when opportunity meets your readiness. And that moment is now. You're not too old, it's not too late. Some of you are reading this and thinking, this sounds good, but I'm too old for my dreams to come true now. Let me stop you right there. Abraham was 75 when God called him to leave everything and start a new journey. Moses was 80 when he stood before Pharaoh. Sarah was 90 when she gave birth to Isaac. Caleb was 85 when he said, "Give me this mountain." Your age is not a disqualification. It's actually an advantage. You have wisdom that youth doesn't possess. You have experience that gives you insight. You have resilience that only comes from weathering storms. God hasn't forgotten about you because you're older. He's been preparing you for something that requires the maturity and wisdom you now possess. And for those of you who are young and wondering if you have to wait as long as the biblical characters did, no, this is your season too. God is raising up a generation of young people who will accomplish in months what used to take years. Your age doesn't determine your season. Your obedience and readiness do. Before we continue, I want to remind you to subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell. We release powerful, faith-building content regularly, and you don't want to miss what's coming next. Like this video to help spread this message of hope, and share it with someone who's been waiting for their breakthrough. Your simple act of sharing could be the confirmation someone needs today. The prophetic alignment. Here's something amazing that's happening in the spiritual realm right now. There's a prophetic alignment taking place. Things that were out of order are coming into alignment. People who were supposed to be in your life but weren't there are being strategically positioned. Resources that were locked up are being released. Favor that was delayed is being accelerated. You've probably heard the phrase, "everything happens for a reason." While I believe that's true to an extent, I also believe that there comes a time when everything happens in season. And you're entering that season now. It's not just about things happening. It's about things happening at the right time, in the right way, with the right people, producing the right results. Think about it like a combination lock. You can have the right numbers, but if they're not in the right sequence, the lock won't open. God has been arranging the numbers of your life in the right sequence, and you're about to hear that satisfying click as everything aligns and the door swings open. What you need to do now. So what's required of you in this season? First, you need to maintain your faith. Don't let the length of your wait cause you to doubt the certainty of your promise. Hebrews 10:35 says, "Don't throw away your confidence. It will be richly rewarded." You're too close to the finish line to abandon your faith now. Second, you need to prepare room for what's coming. If you've been praying for a business, start taking practical steps. If you've been praying for a spouse, start preparing yourself emotionally and spiritually for that relationship. If you've been praying for healing, start thanking God for it before you see it. Faith without works is dead, and God wants to see that you believe what you've been praying for is really coming. Third, you need to forgive and release anything that's weighing you down. You can't carry bitterness, resentment, or unforgiveness into your new season. Those weights will slow you down or even prevent you from fully enjoying what God has for you. Release everyone who hurt you, disappointed you, or abandoned you. Your new season requires you to travel light. Fourth, you need to stay humble and grateful. The moment you start thinking you earned this or deserved this is the moment you position yourself for a fall. Everything good in your life is a gift from God. Stay thankful, stay humble, and stay dependent on Him. Fifth, you need to be ready to move quickly. When God says go, don't hesitate. Don't overthink it. Don't wait for every detail to be perfect. When Abraham was called to leave his country, he didn't have a GPS or a detailed map. He just knew God said go, and he went. Your obedience might require you to step out before you have all the answers, but that's where faith operates, in the uncertainty. The testimony is coming. Here's what I know for certain. 1 year from now, you're going to be sharing a testimony about how God came through for you. You're going to look back at this moment and marvel at how far you've come. You're going to help someone else who's in the waiting season by telling them how God was faithful to you. Your story isn't over. In fact, the best chapters haven't been written yet. That prayer you prayed 5 years ago, 10 years ago, even 20 years ago, God heard it, and He's been working behind the scenes to bring it to pass in a way that will exceed your expectations. And listen, if this message has encouraged your heart today, I need you to do 3 things for me. First, subscribe to this channel so you can continue receiving faith-building content that will sustain you through every season. Second, smash that like button to help this video reach more people who need this encouragement. Third, and this is crucial, share this video with your friends, family, and social media followers. Someone in your circle is about to give up on their dream, and this message could be exactly what they need to hold on a little longer. Walking it out. As you step into this new season, remember that it won't always be easy. New levels bring new devils, as they say. Greater blessing brings greater responsibility. Expanded territory requires expanded faith. But you're ready for this. All those years of preparation weren't wasted. They were necessary to develop the strength, character, and wisdom you'll need to steward what's coming. Don't compare your journey to anyone else's. Your season is unique to you. Your timing is specific to your purpose. What God has for you is for you, and nobody can take it away. Stop looking at what others have and focus on what God is doing in your life. The Promise Keeper. Finally, I want to remind you of this truth. God is not a man that He should lie. If He promised it, He'll do it. If He spoke it, He'll bring it to pass. Your job isn't to figure out how. That's His job. Your job is to believe, obey, and stay ready. Numbers 23:19 says, God is not human, that He should lie, not a human being, that He should change His mind. Does He speak and then not act? Does He promise and not fulfill? The answer is a resounding no. What God promised you years ago is still valid today. The vision hasn't changed. The timing has just been adjusted to align with your readiness and His perfect plan. So lift your head up, straighten your shoulders, wipe away those tears of frustration, and replace them with tears of anticipation. Your season is here. You're about to walk into everything you prayed for years ago. It's not going to look exactly like you imagined. It's going to be better. It's not going to happen exactly how you planned. It's going to happen in a way that only God could orchestrate. Get ready. Stay faithful. Keep believing. Your suddenly moment is coming. That thing you've been waiting for, it's closer than you think. That promise that seemed to die, it's about to resurrect. That dream you buried, God is about to breathe life into it again. You're about to walk into a season you prayed for years ago. And when you do, you'll understand why it had to happen now and not then. You'll see why every delay was actually divine timing. You'll recognize that God wasn't withholding from you. He was preparing you. Your season is here. Welcome to the breakthrough you've been praying for. Welcome to the answered prayers. Welcome to the fulfilled promises. Welcome to everything you've been believing for. Before you go, please make sure you subscribe to our channel, given this video a like, and shared it with everyone who needs to hear this message. Your engagement helps us continue creating content that builds faith and encourages believers. Thank you for being part of this community, and I'll see you in the next video. Remember, your best days aren't behind you, they're ahead of you. Keep believing.